All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome to this webinar, and I'm very, very excited to have Marcelo today. And he's one of the sharpest mind coming out of Brazilian jungles, and here he is in Florida, and he's doing great job. So, welcome, Marcelo. How are you today?
Hey, Dharam. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure having you with me today, my friend. I was just remembering it's like a partnership that started almost 8 years ago, 2017. So it's a great pleasure for me to be here today.
I remember when I called you, and you were in Brazil at the time, and you said yes, no, Dharam. Let me think about doing PFMP, and then yeah, finally you took your decision, and in 2024 when we met, and you said, Dharam, I want to do the PFMP program, and you did the PFMP, and first November 24 you got your PFMP as well.
Yeah, that was like one of the greatest achievement, I believe, in my career.
Mm.
I know when we discussed that we have now a little more than 2,000 PFMPs.
I believe there are
And
around
when we
23,
started,
yeah, 2300 PFMP, yeah.
yeah, so when we started, it was like 1,500. So things are improving, but in terms of comparison, we say like in US now we have about 500 or little
Five, yeah,
more.
roughly 500 plus
And
PFMPs.
PMPs we have 400,000. So what a difference. So when we keep that in mind, it's like a huge difference. And I see that like a very interesting mind changing in my career. And also, I believe everyone that wants to follow this path will see that it's really worth. Uh,
Mhm.
and I have you as a mentor. It was a little bit more easy to get there, but it's really a game change. We can say that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm very happy to see that, as including you, I have contributed to 169 PFMPs, 543 PGMPs, roughly 8% of global number. So,
Yeah.
am I satisfied? I'm happy. I'm happy that everybody, uh, most people coming in a PFMP part. I'm maintaining 97.7% pass rate, which is at any standard. I think this is great. I should feel proud of that number. And with the PGMP, and started teaching PGMP 2009 with having I was not the first of my student. I got a couple of people who were able to do, even though I was teaching, but they were able to complete PGMP prior to me because of reason for other time. And yeah, so this is going great. I'm happy. You came, you worked really hard, and I took the credit.
Yes, no, it is a really challenge when I
Yeah.
start discussing that with my wife also in Brazil.
Mm.
And after that, my wife was just recovering from a breast cancer. Now she is totally recovered. And we decided last year it was the right moment to take the certification. And of course, it's a hard work. We need almost 6 months total for preparing, having the training course, and also after that, reviewing the materials and focusing on the certification. But at the end, it really worth. We don't have any other thing in mind, but it's amazing. The feeling is great. When you
Yeah,
succeed, it's that there is no words to describe that. It's really amazing.
exactly. And did you do my exam simulator as well?
Yes, we have the mock tests,
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
you
three
you did
mock
that. I think.
tests. I can say I have done them bunch of times. Um, we face some fails, but after that we start getting the correct mindset. I believe you have to change your mindset and think as a portfolio manager, and you're not handling like a small project. It's like big organization, big decisions. I
Yeah,
believe that's the main the main spirit that you must have, and change your mind completely to achieve that.
perfect. Okay, Marcelo, let me introduce you. I know we start talking, but so Marcelo is coming with a huge experience in a project program portfolio management. One of the highlight of his life is, managing FIFA World Cup 2014 as that was in Brazil, and the successful handling or managing such a large scale of the program, and that's something you can talk about. And yeah, this webinar you will explore, the how to navigate the stakeholder ecosystem, avoiding strategies for to a strategy portfolio pitfalls. We're trying to figure out any pitfalls and redefining success metrics. Marcelo will also reveal strategies for balancing innovation and stability. That's something I will ask questions around that.
Yes.
Integrating squad-based team, embedded sustainability, and fostering empathy in multicultural teams. So I'm sure his experience on FIFA World Cup and managing large-scale program in the corporate world will also give us insight, lots of insight about how to the topic of today is actually turning business goals into reality. We can have unbelievable goals, but how to reach there, that's one of the thing, very important factor for a portfolio manager, because portfolio manager is the one who will understand the organization goals and objective and converting that into reality by a project to right program.
Yeah, you're completely right, Aaron. We could start saying like that FIFA World Cup was an amazing time in my life as a professional project manager, and having such experience with such a different team from so many countries, South Africa, uh, Germany, United States, Chile, Argentina. It's great. So I believe the very first item we need to keep in mind is we have to plan for success. And FIFA have that. So they share with us. They show us how to do. They have like every step planned. And Curitiba was a little bit challenging because we have half of the stadium ready, and FIFA request us to put it down, rebuild it. So at the beginning, we have to take a breath and see how things went. But at the end, it really went very well. I believe the partnership is really an amazing item that we need to discuss, because I wasn't working alone. I have my partner from the stadium, another project manager handling all the IT infrastructure for the stadium. So we have to work together. What I need for the World Cup, but also what they would need after that for the stadium. And we need to work together.
Okay.
So this is one of the biggest challenges, different stakeholders from FIFA, from the stadium, from the city, from the federal government in Brazil. All these need to work perfectly. And I can say we have to say thanks God, because all that happened so perfectly. We could put everything that was on the paper, we could transform that and make that a really a successful event.
Yeah. So yes, we have to appreciate God and many other factors. But at the end of the day, how a program manager or a portfolio manager think the big picture and make it reality. So very not very often we take the credit as well. We just try to give,
Yeah,
hey, the credit goes to. the team, the wonderful people,
Yeah.
the management, the governance, the god, and everybody else except the person who is
Us.
running the show.
Yes, you're completely right. I could say I started my day 6:30 in the morning,
Yep.
and we left the stadium around midnight,
Mm.
1 a.m., 2 a.m., and next day the same. So
Yeah.
it's really a lot of hard work. Uh, we have to think about the resource management. I have under my leadership 55 members, people working across IT, logistics, operations, um, the help desk support. So how were these people organized and how they work together? This is like
Yeah.
something that goes much more further than we think about that.
Exactly. So let's explore it more. So for the guys, thanks for joining. Hey, it is great to have you coming back again and again. And as a participating in this webinar and most of the webinar, I offer one PDUs. So during the later part, I will be sharing the PDU code, and the people watching this webinar as a recording. So, and you have, if you have not received the PDU code, you can send an email to me or to my team. We will be happy to share with you the PDU code for this program. Okay, great. So, and guys, you also have opportunity to write your questions and put your question on the question pad. Happy to take them, read them as and when right time comes. So let's get started. And thank you, Marcelo, for taking this journey. And to start with, we got a good foundation. Let me ask my first question. So while managing IT projects for FIFA events such as World Cup and Confederations Cup, what key challenges did you encounter while coordinating large-scale, high-stake projects with diverse stakeholders? And how did you ensure seamless execution?
I believe you have already started talking about it, Dharan.
Yeah,
But from my point of view, we have very diverse stakeholders, FIFA, local authorities, and that needs us to review what are the priorities for each one of them.
yeah,
Stakeholders, they will manage the game, and probably if they are not satisfied, you are out. So that's very important to keep in mind. But the steps we need to plan for success. We have all those details about how to coordinate, manage that. Also, we need to communicate very effectively. And of course, communication is part of portfolio. So this is one of the key points in my mind that we need to go really well. And also we need to see and understand what are the types of people that we are discussing, and the message we need to send them. So if we don't have that in mind, things will not go well. Also, how we manage the resources. I mentioned I have 55 people under my supervision, and we need to work with them very close. We need to be open to listen what
mm,
they need and how they are handling uh, their difficulties. So this makes difference. Another very important item from my point of view is like having a quick decision. So we have to be prepared to take decision very fast. This is an event. We cannot like keep, oh, if this and if that. No, we don't have that time. We need to understand, we need to work with the team, see what are the options, and of course, choose the best option for the event. So that's exactly what we see during this type of event, but also in terms of working as a portfolio manager. That's what we have to keep in mind. And I believe the last topic could be uh, work with passion, take ownership, work as if all that is yours. And in
Yeah,
fact, it is, because we need to be in front of that and take the responsibility. So, and passion, I believe we are Brazilians during a World Cup, so that's really great. So for me, that's are the most important items that we have to follow.
yeah, indeed. So all what we mentioned, very, very important for making a program like a Brazilian FIFA World Cup, great success. Yes, you as a manager or whatever you want to call yourself, has to play a very important role with the managing the changing stakeholders' expectation,
Yes.
satisfying their needs, and that's a one of the most important part of any program. The stakeholders are stakeholders. They have the power. You have the interest change, something else change, and you as the program manager still have to work with them so that they get what they need in terms of
Yes.
requirement, it's communication requirement they have.
Yeah, you're
So
completely right.
yeah,
At the end, they decide your future, and if you're
exactly.
going to be well succeed, it's about them. If they are not happy with you, will not be well succeed.
Yeah, and PMI has done good job identifying, creating certain documents which can help you to capture some information, like how to can identify the stakeholder, understand the concern, changing nature of stakeholders, and how do you have a plan to engage with them at what time. It's not only you, because you think about FIFA World Cup, this kind of team, we're talking hundreds, thousands of team members.
Yes.
They have to play their role. It's not only you communicating all the time, they are also communicating. So yeah, having such document which is available for your team, which can help your team to work with your stakeholder at right level.
Yeah, you're completely right.
Mm,
Um, I believe that that's the way we set our mindset, the expectations, and the connection that we made with them. That's the key of success.
exactly. Okay, great. So let me get to my next question. What are the most common pitfalls in translating business strategies into actionable portfolios, and how can they be avoided?
Wow, very good question. I believe we could start with lack of strategy alignment. For me, it's one of the biggest pitfalls that we have.
Yeah.
We all need to start from this strategic alignment. And that's what we have for a portfolio manager. Uh, One of the biggest topics that we have. So, with the strategy in mind, this alignment in mind, we're going further and further. We also could say, like, stakeholder engagement. We need to bring the stakeholders. We discussed that before. We need to bring them. We need to keep him or all of them aware of what's happening, and we need to get them with us, because at the end, everything that we are doing will come to them. So we need this alignment. We need to keep them aligned and also involved on all the solutions. And of course, we need to map them and understand what they need. So that's the second part. Um, Coming to that, we need to prioritize, keep like an alignment, but we need to prioritize the items that we need to perform or how we'll do that. So prioritization for me, it's another very important item. We also need to work with the risks, like risk management is totally important. If something can go wrong, at the end it will go wrong. So we need to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
And for me, another very important item is governance and transparency. We need to be like a very well structured rules, how to do that. Like this governance rules needs to be part of every and each situation that we have, and also transparency. uh, we are working like for FIFA. We need to show what we are exactly doing, how we are doing, how much we are spending the money. It's not my money, so we need to be ethic. In Brazil, is a little bit different, but during FIFA World Cup, we keep them like very ethic. All the reports that we need to submit, so it was really great. But I believe these five topics are the most important ones that we need to keep in mind.
Yeah, I like this thing, the transparency. It's actually very important to build relationship and keep the relationship. If somehow you try to conceal the information knowingly, unknowingly, and your stakeholder realize that you're not sharing everything what you should be to them, and they find out from other means, then they will be very unhappy with you, and that can
And
lose your trust. Main thing, once trust is lost, difficult to bring back.
exactly, if they don't trust you, you have nothing. Exactly.
Exactly. So building relationship is important and maintaining it by having the right communication, right time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what we get when we go through the PFMP preparation. We see that very clearly. Exactly.
Exactly. And it's not a rocket science that some people are successful and some people are not. It's just they get the art of running a project or program or portfolio. And once you understood it, yes, there are other complexity, there are technological challenges, the many of the factors, some stakeholder challenge, politics. But if you have understood the art of how to manage a successful project program, the thing can be very streamlined
Yes,
and
you're right.
most likely going to succeed. Maybe plus minus here and there, but you're going to succeed. But if you don't have the art of running a right project program management, portfolio management, you're going to struggle.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
luck is that's why I say, hey, you're lucky because even though you're not having right mindset or right project management or any processes, you still, that's why you're lucky. But we
you're right.
but we are not always, the things may not go always the same way. But so if you have a process and structure and follow that, and I'm not saying you just follow the process. In order to achieve sometime, you may have to break the process so that you get the result. The main thing is the the vision for the whatever you're realizing and how to get there. With the process, sometimes break the process. I can keep talking about that, but uh, having I tell you, who breaks the like a speeding rule? Somebody who are very comfortable in driving.
Yes,
If you
you're
have a new
right.
person, you ask them to break the rule. No, they will be very scared. Oh, I'm already one mile. But it's 50, 60. I'm running on 61. But if you're a comfortable driver, you are the one who can break the rule. I'm not saying you should break the rule, but you feel more comfortable when you know because
Uh,
you
uh,
know how to get there.
you were right. That reminds me that okay, we need some flexibility. Okay, we have parts of the road we can go a little faster,
Yeah,
but we need to keep the big picture in mind. Okay,
yeah.
I can go a little faster here, but what is the speed limit? Okay, 60. Okay, go 60. Oh, it's 70. Go 70. So don't try. You have a little flexibility, but we need to keep things on track. You're
And
right.
Martin,
You're
that's
right.
why we have a risk management. Is there a speed camera nearby? Should I be worried about? Sorry, I think this webinar going somewhere else. I'm supposed to be talking. Hey, follow the process. Do this. Do this. I'm the one talking. Break the rules.
Yeah. No, you're completely right.
Okay, so let me ask you my next question. How can organizations measure the success of portfolio management beyond traditional metrics like ROI or time to market?
Well, I see like ROI, time to market, they are, of course, really important. Uh, but they often, I believe, they scratch the surface of really what a successful portfolio management truly represents. Um, we need to have like an holistic approach. We also need to verify uh, qualitative metrics also reflect the impact of a strategy, the stakeholder satisfaction, and most importantly, long-term value creation. I believe this is really what makes the difference. Because when we go to a portfolio level, we are not thinking about like a small project. We are thinking long term,
Mm,
and the value creation is our key focus. How should I keep my company producing, getting bigger, also selling better with better value for my customers, creating more value for the company itself. So I believe that's a very good item that we need to keep in mind. And how to do that? Again, strategic alignment, uh, make the risk management. We come again to stakeholder satisfaction, resource optimization. Well, why have you used 15 people uh, during the World Cup? Because it was the best amount of people, but we didn't have like 100 people working for us because that could be too much. So
mm,
having the right resources and the right places at the right time. So that's what we need to keep in mind. Also, we need to think about the value really over the timeline. So the amount of value you can create along the time, along the all the procedures. As we have in mind, portfolio is not a short-term project. It's long-term. It's years. So we need to keep that in mind. So that's the type of approach that I really believe that makes the difference. And like expanding the definition of portfolio success, that could like means that encourage organizations to take a look beyond immediate results, on also building resilience, always being prepared, also staying ready for the next step. So uh, thinking about innovation, how the innovation can help us during the processes. Uh, I believe that's exactly what we have to keep in mind. There is a lot of other things that we could mention, but I
yeah,
believe this is the key drivers for us today.
yeah, great. Thank you for sharing so many great information and perfectly right. So, how do you balance the needs for innovation when maintaining portfolio stability in high risk industries?
You are always with this very tough questions. I like that. Um, what I consider, thinking in terms of innovation, uh, nowadays it's not like something that we need to say, oh, I will innovate. No, it's mandatory. Everything that you are doing like a service, you
Mhm.
are like creating something that for a car industry, you need to have like something that differentiate, like electric cars, hybrid cars. Uh, Most companies now do not like get new sedans. It's only SUVs.
Mm.
So how can we accommodate all these changes? So we need to think outside the box. Uh, from my point of view, segment the portfolio, put different categories like the core business, some transformational activities. Uh, we need to work on all those areas. We cannot only focus. And when we segment the portfolio, we can drive all these differences. Also, we could like prioritize incremental innovation, little steps. Okay. Instead of going directly to a electric car, industry starts coming with the hybrid, and now they have a full electric car. So that's how I need to think, step by step, small innovations, and then we go further. Uh, Also, we I have already discussed that, but we need to think about the risk management practices. How can we accommodate all these innovations? How our team will uh, create this culture of innovation? So step by step, how we can manage that. So that's what we need to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Also, we cannot forget our alignment with the strategic goals. That's why we are here.
Yep.
We have our goals and we need to achieve them. Otherwise, bye bye company. We have so many car companies saying bye. So
Yeah.
we need to have that in mind. And that's the way we need to feel. And I could say right at this moment, we need to embrace agility.
Yeah.
We
Good point.
need things, of course. If I'm going to build a house, I have to start with the base, the walls, and then the roof. Okay. But in terms of software, that's completely different. So I can give you a very small version of the app. You can start doing basic things, and then you grow, and then you grow. And that's the agility way of thinking. Start small,
Yep.
act fast. If you find or do some mistakes, you correct that fast and you improve and you get a new release. And that's the way we need to think. I believe these times. In my personal career, I always try to embrace agility. And what I have in mind, get the best tools from Agile, the
Mm.
best tool from Waterfall, and make that happen. I don't need, oh, it's only like this. I'm Agile. I don't do reports. I don't have role. No, we have to use the best tools from each approach.
Yep.
So we need to work with the best tools. If something is good, why not implement that? Oh, because that's agile. Oh no,
Mm.
I won't do that because it's waterfall. No, that does not make sense. We are here to do the best of the best. So we need to use the best tools that we have, no matter what name we have on that. Oh, that's good. I can use that. It will make difference in my portfolio, in my company. Okay, let's use it.
Yeah.
That's what I have in mind.
Look, fantastic. Many, many important points you mentioned. Start small and experiment, and learn from that and learn and improve. That's how sometimes it's going to be done or should be done, especially when you're talking about high risk industries. If you want to do it a big way, big bang, it can go disastrous. Let's start, learn from that, and implement a smaller department and implement bigger, and then That's where the success comes. So
And
you need to.
that's always related with the strategic goals.
Mm,
I know where I'm going, and that's
mm,
portfolio. You
yeah,
know where you're going. You have that final destination there. So, but you can deviate here and there because you're still focusing on the final destination. So that's really important to be flexible. We have already discussed that. Uh, we need to be resilient, deal with the challenge of the way you are taking, but you also need to be flexible. I can turn left here, right there,
yeah.
but I'm still going to the right direction.
You're going right or left, and then going to the right direction.
That's it.
Okay, you're saying again, resilience. Like, why you always talk about Brazilian? But just
I
to
believe that that
no.
resilience
That was just
keeps
trying
us.
okay.
The-
Because I know you're Brazilian, so you say resilient. No, it's not resilient. Just because.
yeah.
So don't take it otherwise. Okay, so look, thank you for sharing your experience. So let me ask another question. What challenges do portfolio manager faces when integrating squad-based teams within traditional portfolio structure, and how can they ensure alignment with overarching business objectives?
It seems that we are also thinking about the agile structure.
Yeah.
Um, I believe keep going on this direction. Sometimes we have like a misalignment between agile and traditional frameworks, and people say, okay, I cannot like go agile because I need to do report things like that. Okay, but in the as I mentioned before, we have how to use the best tools of a agile approach and also the traditional approach. Um, this type of conflict that does not make sense anymore. And people like just keep, oh no, I'm agile, I'm Scrum, I have my squads here, and okay, of course, that sounds good. But just let me check. You don't need to send any report to your customers. You don't need like to be in a meeting where you have to present how things are going or do like a PowerPoint presentation. So that's a traditional role of a project manager, a program manager, a portfolio manager. So we, we, we sometimes keep like focus on the names and the roles that they describe, and you don't we need to focus on the results that we need to get. So that's for me it's the very first point. We need to be flexible, and we can use both types of tools. Also, uh, we need like to have our standard processes. We need to have like a base from where we need to start. And if we don't have like this process well organized, it's like a mess. So keep going. um, we need to measure the impact of every action we are performing. ROI. We also need to see how our squads, how many interactions we have, and how they will contribute to the portfolio objectives. So, keeping that in mind. Also, resources management, how we manage our teams,
Yeah.
how we manage our squads. We need to keep that in mind. And also, we have two very good topics: cultural resistance and communication silos.
Mhm.
So, okay, no, my squad here, we just do this way, or we don't talk with other teams because they don't understand how we met. Okay, so communication and this cultural resistance are two very important things. And I do believe that also aligns with how we communicate and communication in portfolio, which is a master topic for portfolio. How we can deal with these types of teams that don't have like this approach. So for me, we need to encourage cultural integration. Uh, in one of the companies I work in Brazil, we have like a one-on-one meeting when I meet every resource in my team once a week, and I listen what they're doing, their issues, their problems. And when we get into a meeting with them, all of them together, we can express points that affects everybody. So that makes the difference. And the team feels supported
Yeah.
and they engage and they buy your idea. So they put the jersey. We are the Brazilian team. Let's go. Oh no, it's Germany. 7-1. Sorry, Dharam. I have to tell about that. It still hurts.
7-1, you said?
Yeah, it was
Germany was
crazy.
playing with a small South American team, Costa Rica.
Yeah, it was the big giant from Germany and the small poor Brazilians, the yellow jersey. So it was a pit, but
I
it
thought
is
the
what it is.
Brazilians,
Germany prepared themselves to win in Brazil.
yeah, yeah,
They came with the most important players they have,
yeah,
well organized, and that's it.
yeah.
So
They
I
did
believe
their
that,
homework.
that's the way we should play. They no, no, we are just one team. If we take name by name, Brazilian could be the best team, but not. They have the best players, but not the best team, and that's
Actually,
what makes the difference.
very, very important point. You may have best players in the team, but you're not the best team because collectively, because everybody trying to be the best, but they are not working as a team, and that's where we miss out. And you said 7-1. It's not a
Remember portfolio goals. We have the goals there. Where we are going.
yeah, exactly. All right. Okay, so let me move to the next question. How can leaders make their vision ambitious yet grounded in reality, transforming it from a lofty ideal into ideas into actionable steps that drives long-term results?
uh, that's a very important question.
Yes.
Um, First and foremost, I believe the key strategy for the leaders is start with a very clear vision, um, and engage the stakeholders very early. With these two initial approaches, we can drive the company, the teams that we have, to focus on what is really important. Also, we need to break the company vision into strategic objectives. And then we come what we see in portfolio. They have to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. I believe that that's a very good approach. If we break the vision into strategic objectives, we are defining where I will be in the future. I will see where I'm going.
Mm.
And based on that, then we can define like the roadmap, the milestones, Also, we'll work with the team, like empower the team, create clear rules, responsibilities for the team. Um, Also, we can foster a culture of continuous improvement because the team feels supported. They
Yeah.
can check for innovation, what they can do better, and make this really focusing on the goals that we have established. That's really important.
Yeah.
Let me see. When we have like these ambitions, vision, and we ground them into actionable steps, that becomes more than a dream. That's become like a roadmap for a sustained impact in the society, in the company, that will make the difference for everyone. We need to adopt this type of actions. Our leaders can support the team, and this will drive long term success for the company.
Very, very well done. The way you put together how to, you know, come over the vision, real, and still staying reality. We the vision should be something, of course, ambitious, but still, knowing the ground reality. What strength you have, what capabilities you have, what you will get. But at the same time, the vision can be crazy. You know, you not nobody believes in that,
Yeah.
but only you as long as you are believing in that, then this can be achievable. And
Yeah.
again, that's where my philosophical side come. Being I have to stop there because yes, it's not about philosophy. It's about vision, which is help us to knowing about the facts and figures, and then you take it to the whole team. Because as a leader of the program portfolio, you need to be very clear on the vision where we are heading to,
Yeah.
because you are the leader, they follow your direction. Okay, if you're not clear, how are you going to make sure your team is following that?
No, you're completely right.
Yeah. Okay, so what does what role does empathy play in managing multicultural and global project teams, and how can it contribute to success in customer focused initiatives such as hyper personalized care?
Tara, we have already talked about a little about empathy, but I believe empathy is a cornerstone of effective leadership.
Yeah.
Uh, if you feel supported by your leader, you put the jersey. Hey, I am part of this team. I know that I'm where I'm going, and I believe that came like from the army. If you see your leader, hey, is in front of you, is taking the front, and you follow. So it also allows the leaders to understand uh, diverse perspectives. We have different points of view. Also, bridge cultural gaps.
Yep.
During the World Cup, we have people from all around the world, and also foster an inclusive environment. As we have different people,
Yep.
if they feel embraced, they are part of that and they make that happen. So that's basically my vision. We have like different ways of uh, making that happen. But for me, empathy is not just like a soft skill,
Mm.
it's like a strategy enabler. that like empowers the teams, uh, the organizations to excel in multicultural environments. Also, create customer-centric initiatives. We can see leaders that create a collaborative culture that drives innovation, uh, enhances customer satisfaction, and also ensures lasting success in global projects. I believe that, and I saw that when I get like people that have empathy with my thoughts, with my feelings. Oh, I could say, hey, that's my leader. I will follow this guy. Um, I just remember you because when I saw you just being so empathic with the way I felt about the PFMP, the way you drove me all around the path to achieve the PFMP, I believe that's exactly what makes the difference. And here we are. We could achieve the PFMP certification. So
Yeah,
that's it. Empathy. Empathy is really how we could get like this uh, support to be a success.
yeah, yeah. So empathy is, has a different meaning as well. Like how you want to create the positive environment, positive vibes within your whole and your team, so that everybody is motivated, excited to work in that environment. Think about if you're working in a program where everybody's saying this is a bad program, bad projects, it's not going to be successful. Like let's say imagine you are Brazil. Let's see Brazil is one of the top team. It's happened the 7-1. I don't know why, but you are not a biggest team or one of the weakest team, and everybody's saying you're small, you never won any game, how can you're lucky that you are in the World Cup and you don't win any one single game. So think about the player's mind. They already lost they even if they want to win, they already lost their thought of winning at all altogether
Yes.
because of the negativity around. But at the same time, if the coach or the captain say, "Don't worry, guys. We know we are at the weakest at the moment. We are not the strongest, and we are going to fight the strongest team from Europe, like Germany, and they have the greatest team. But you know what? We are a great team. We have won so many games. That's why we are here. We deserve our place here." And think about motivation level in the team. They may not win the game, but they will put a very good game in front of Germany or whoever comes.
Yeah, you're right. And let's go, guys. We have the
Exactly.
chance. We are here, no matter what. Let's
Yeah.
play like a team. Let's defend and let's attack. Okay, that makes a difference.
Difference comes.
The
And
people will act completely different. And you're right. You're
yeah.
right.
And I have seen, with the PFMP, PGMP, when I'm talking to people, some people come, Dharam, I have two more chances. I know I'm scoring well, but I still have two more chances. I think I should be fine. I know this person will struggle in the exam. But somebody came, Dharam, I know I'm not scoring really well in my exams, mock exams, but I have no other choice. I have to pass the exam. So believe it or not, that mindset, the thought process make a huge difference. That person go all the way and come back with pass. How
Yeah.
come you are not scoring well in the mock exam? Suddenly, it is all how your mindset work. Positive mindset, positivity, and a positive environment create a great environment, and everybody flourish in that environment.
And of course, a lot of hard work. I know. Wake up 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we cannot substitute all those things which you have to put together,
Yeah.
but all at the end of the day, when you are in doing the 4 hour exam,
Yeah.
how you feel at the time. One of the not successful story from, yeah, I think today only, and this guy was having headache in the exam, and he managed to complete the exam, but he was not able to pass the exam. I don't want to name, but yes, he did not took enough rest, and he already stressed, and I start believing that yeah, difficult exam, and that's where it has impacted the exam. So my student, I always ask to take rest. The last day is very important. Take as much rest as you can. When you go to the exam, you feel fresh,
Yes.
and
No,
your
you're completely right.
motivation. Then
I decided to do my examination really early in the morning.
mm,
I just woke up, have like a bath, took my breakfast, and went really calm. So I was prepared. I trained that for lots of times. I
yep,
took notes. How long are you spend on from 1 to 50, 51 to 100, and trying that and training my mind to be prepared for that. I believe that's also a good point at this moment to discuss how to be prepared for the examination. So
mm,
you have all these details, and you mentioned that in all your videos. So take your time, take a look. How fast are you going? You have this amount of seconds to complete each question. So when you start doing that and following, it's like a recipe. You
exactly.
see that it really helps you. You know where I'm going, where is my final destination. So take all the steps. Okay, did you get your map? Oh, yes. Have you trained? How many questions? How many questions per minute? That's it. I believe that's part of the training, and that links perfectly with like uh, uh, you get the empathy.
Yeah.
You feel secure. So that's it.
Okay. Perfect. Let me take the next question. Ask the question here. What role does sustainability plays in the modern portfolio management, and how can organization integrate it into their objectives?
That's really important. Like the not the modern world, but I believe the current society, sustainability is like no longer just a nice to have. It's a critical element.
Critical, very
Uh, all the environmental, social, governance, all these issues uh, really impacts the organizations and customers expects us to see how the organization deals with these issues. What I can see, sustainability can be like a strategic advantage for the companies, where they uh, focus like and leaders also drives like innovation, also attracting customers, partners, and investors to prioritize these values. So uh, all the organization is driven by these aspects. So the environmental, the social, and also governance also are part of the structure. They drive them. We could say risk mitigation, how we'll deal with the risks. We know if something goes wrong, it will go wrong. So we need to be prepared to deal with the risks. Also, we discussed that before. We have to think on the long term value creation. It's not like now how this product, how this company will be value in the future. So, how can we create a long term value? So, we need to keep that in mind. Um, and also, that relates to stakeholders. So, what our stakeholders are demanding and how we are satisfying them. what we are providing them. So these are really, uh, I believe, four great topics that we need to discuss. Um, Throughout my career, we have lots of cases when we saw uh, like the environmental discussion, social, um governance. I used to work for ExxonMobil. During the time I was there, we have the accident at Alaska. They damaged half of Alaska with oil. So you can imagine it affected the entire company.
Yeah,
All things changed after that. All the rules inside the company. So sustainability.
yeah,
So all that matters. So I strongly believe that it- sustainability is the future of a portfolio management.
definitely.
We need to enable these ESG, as we say, principles, because we need to think about the society. We are not just impacting ourselves. All the ones that are all around us are being impacted. Um, what else I could say? Um, I believe this approach not only ensures the compliance, the global standards that we have nowadays, but also position the organizations as a resilient, a forward-thinking leaders in their industries. We will make the difference. People will follow them. That's my final thoughts.
Thank you very much. It's a great response. Um, I do have one question from during the registration.
Okay.
Uh, this is from Fernando. He was my student. He's my good friend for a long time, just like you are. He has been following me for a long time, and he attended my Sydney-based PgMP and PfMP programs recently. So I have a
Uh-huh.
question from him. So I will read it out, and you will answer the question as best as you can.
Okay.
So government institutions, he is from government department.
Mm-hmm.
Government institutions are hard set on predictive type of delivery management framework, and yet their leaders are pursuing hard to adapt to a more adaptive delivery, agile, for their program and project. What is the
Okay.
most common perfect balance that works?
Oh, that's a good question. Government institutions um, really now face like this challenge balancing like waterfall predictive frameworks with agile methodologies. Um, what I could say, I mentioned that also a little before. From my perspective, I always try to use the best tools for
Yep.
uh, my projects, my programs, my portfolios. So if something that's going really well on the waterfall framework, I will use that. Why not? But also, as we mentioned, we have this agile approach nowadays
Mm.
where we have our squads. We start small, we go fast, we create like a small version of a project. We deliver that, we start using, we see the errors, the new demands the customer will have, and we innovate, we uh, move that further, and we can correct and go bigger time by time. So we could say, like for instance, uh, we need to mix like this governance, like predictive, and also iterative execution, agile. So use the best tools of each world.
Yeah.
We could like have a phase gate agile. We have steps, planning, execution, but during these phases, we break it on planning. Okay, I create like a squad for uh, the system development, for the front end. So we separate small parts of the project and we have different teams work in each of them. So we combine. Also, we could like use strategy, funding,
Mhm.
a oversight use of waterfall. Also, we could like the execution teams operating like agile. We could say Scrum, Kanban, or also Safe. And I don't know if you know, but I'm a Safe Scrum Master too. So we, as I say, we need to be flexible. We need to use the best tools of each part of these frameworks.
Yeah.
We cannot like put like as horses. Oh, I just go front. So we need to be prepared. Um, and I could say when I mention safe, safe is really an amazing framework because we have different approaches where we have like for small companies, for big companies, for governments, we have all them designed and we can implement them as we grow bigger or for different companies that we work for. So that's how I see. That's how I see the real world. We need, of course, have predictive planning,
Yeah.
but also we can adopt agile structure to develop our systems. Uh, we have how to combine them. That's how I believe that this hybrid approach, I believe, is the best option for most of the projects. We are not just straight, oh no, I'm waterfall or agile. No, I believe the hybrid approach is the best
The best of
solution.
both worlds.
Yeah, of course. The
Yeah.
best of both worlds.
Exactly. All right. Great, Marcelo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
I
for.
appreciate, my friend. I know we have so many other projects that we want to do together. It's a great pleasure
Yeah.
having you as my mentor. Count on me. And again, I really appreciate for this time.
Thank you for your, coming out with the right approach. Most of the questions you dealt very well, and you give lots of good advices. And I'm sure people, if you are, have you followed and listened to this point, I'm sure you learn a lot. Feel free to stay in connection with Marcelo, and he's a great person to connect with. And of course you can always reach out to me. The best way to connect with me is www.talktodharam.com, and you can book my time, and that will be your time. We'll talk about your needs, whether you have certification needs or any other specific needs we can talk about. So thank you all of you for joining on regular basis. Most of you I see repeatedly coming, which is great. And thank you for your joining and participating. And Marcelo, thank you. It was great
Thank you,
pleasure.
Dharam. Count on me.
Yeah,
Always a pleasure to help you. And anytime you want, just send me a note.
sure, sure. Thank you very much. Take care. All the best,
Thank
guys.
you.